Cameras do not lie. When Ferran Torres scored in the 106th minute and Spain won the World Cup, 82,000 people inside MetLife Stadium erupted. Players ran, coaches screamed, the entire Spanish bench poured onto the pitch, and the cameras found Gianni Infantino, the FIFA president, the most powerful man in world football, the man who is supposed to be the neutral guardian of the sport, the man whose entire job requires him to celebrate the winner of his tournament equally, regardless of who that winner is. His face said everything his mouth would never say. Shocked, frozen, not celebrating, not smiling, not applauding, sitting there with the expression of a man who just watched something go wrong, something he did not want to happen, something that was not supposed to be the ending. That footage went viral within seconds of the final whistle. Millions of views, hundreds of thousands of shares. The FIFA president's face, when Spain won the World Cup, is now one of the most watched clips of this entire tournament. And then he went on Instagram, and what he wrote on Instagram is the most damning thing any FIFA president has ever published in the immediate aftermath of a World Cup final. Because what he wrote told the entire football world exactly where his heart was. Not with the winners, with the losers. Welcome back to Robert's Football Talk. I am your host, and if you are new here, subscribe right now because today we are going where this story demands we go. The Infantino face, the Instagram post, the double standard that is now impossible to ignore, and the question that ESPN is asking out loud on their shows. Should Gianni Infantino resign? Subscribe now. Let us go. Part 1. The face. The footage that exposed everything. Let me describe exactly what the cameras captured when Ferran Torres scored in the 106th minute. Because description matters here. Because the footage is viral. Because millions of people watched it and then watched it again because what they saw did not make sense. Infantino was sitting in the VIP area at MetLife Stadium. When Torres scored, every Spain fan in that stadium leapt to their feet. Coaching staff on the Spain bench were running. Players who had been substituted were sprinting onto the pitch. An entire nation's worth of joy was erupting around him. And Infantino sat there with a face that belonged to a different stadium, a face that belonged to someone watching their team lose, not neutral, not composed, not the professional expression of a governing body president watching his tournament produce a deserving champion, shocked, deflated, the expression of a man who wanted a different result. The YouTube clip titled FIFA President Gianni Infantino, shocked reaction to Spain's goal versus Argentina went viral instantly. Multiple versions of the same footage shared by different accounts, all showing the same thing, the most powerful man in world football looking devastated when Spain won the World Cup. He was not supposed to look like that, no matter what he felt personally, no matter where his sympathies lay. His job in that moment is to look like the president of FIFA. Neutral, professional, congratulatory toward the winners. He could not do it. Because the face told the truth that every action he had taken during this tournament had been hinting at. He wanted Argentina to win. He wanted Messi to lift that trophy. He wanted the script that would have made this the greatest commercial and emotional moment in the history of his tenure as FIFA president. And Spain ruined it. Subscribe to Robert's Football Talk right now, because what comes next is even more damning. Part 2. The Instagram posts. The double standard written in public for the entire world to read. After the final whistle. After the viral face. After the footage had already been shared millions of times. Infantino went on Instagram. He posted 2 separate messages. One for Spain, one for Argentina. Read both of them carefully. Because the difference between them tells you everything. For Spain, he wrote, 16 years after lifting the trophy in South Africa, Spain are FIFA World Cup champions once again. Football has a new golden chapter to celebrate, and this achievement will be remembered for generations. Celebrate with your families, your supporters, and your nation. You have earned your place in football history. That is a nice message. Appropriate. Professional. The kind of thing a FIFA president should write about the team that just won his tournament. Now read what he wrote for Argentina. For the team that lost, he wrote, "What an extraordinary tournament the Argentine team delivered at the World Cup. An unforgettable comeback and fighting spirit that inspired millions, giving football fans worldwide unforgettable moments that will not be erased from memory. Returning to the FIFA World Cup Final after lifting the trophy in 2022 is a testament to your lasting excellence. Thank you for helping make this World Cup so special, and for competing with such passion until the end. Count the words, count the emotional warmth, count the phrases. For Spain, the winners, one paragraph, a reference to South Africa 2010. Congratulations, go celebrate. For Argentina, the losers, two paragraphs of praise, unforgettable comeback, fighting spirit, inspired millions, lasting excellence, timeless moments, special, passion. The FIFA president wrote more words with more emotional warmth for the team that lost than he did for the team that won. In the immediate aftermath of a World Cup final, on his official public Instagram account. And he did it while the footage of his shocked face when Spain scored was already going viral across every social media platform on Earth. Now I want to ask you something. If you were the president of FIFA and your job required you to be neutral, how do you write a warmer and longer tribute to the losing team than the winning team in the immediate aftermath of a World Cup final? Drop your answer in the comments right now. Part 3. The pattern that made this inevitable. Everything that built to Sunday night. Here is the context that makes Infantino's face and his Instagram posts so explosive. Because they do not exist in isolation. They are the latest and most visible moments in a pattern that has defined this entire tournament. Earlier in this World Cup, Infantino was caught on camera telling Argentine media that he had suffered alongside Argentina during their match against Cape Verde. The FIFA president, expressing emotional solidarity with one specific team during their World Cup match, to their national media. FIFA's chief of refereeing Pierluigi Collina was forced to publish a public statement on FIFA's own website saying not even the FIFA president can influence our referees. He felt the need to say that about his own boss, because what Infantino said was so obviously inappropriate that it required immediate damage control. Then, for the England-Argentina semifinal, FIFA appointed referee Ismail Elfath, a man whose teams involving Messi had never lost a single match he had officiated. 5 from 5 going into that match. 6 from 6 after England lost 2-1. Egypt filed an official complaint after losing to Argentina in the round of 16. Switzerland's players described the VAR red card that changed their quarterfinal as extraordinary. England's Declan Rice covered his mouth and said something directly to Messi on the pitch that the entire world wanted to hear. And now the final. Torres scores. Spain win. And the FIFA president's face goes viral because it does not look like the face of a neutral official watching his tournament produce a deserving champion. It looks like the face of a man who wanted a different ending. He wrote warmer words about the losers than the winners. He praised Argentina's fighting spirit and timeless moments, while Spain got one paragraph about South Africa 2010. And he ignored completely in his Argentina message the fact that Enzo Fernandez got a red card, Leandro Paredes was sent off after the final whistle for assaulting Spain players, Argentina's squad turned their backs on the trophy ceremony, and FIFA launched a formal investigation into the post-match violence. He ignored all of that and wrote about fighting spirit and unforgettable moments for the team that assaulted the winners after the final whistle, at his own tournament, in his own final. Subscribe to Robert's Football Talk and share this video now, because Part 4 is the question that the entire football world is asking. Part 4. Should Infantino resign? The question ESPN asked that nobody at FIFA will answer. ESPN FC ran an entire segment debating whether Gianni Infantino should resign. Not a fringe YouTube channel. ESPN, the largest sports media company in the world. Debating whether the FIFA president should step down. Let me lay out the case that ESPN's panel was making, because it is not a conspiracy theory. It is a documented series of facts. Fact 1. Infantino publicly expressed emotional support for Argentina during a World Cup match involving Argentina. On camera, to their national media. His own refereeing chief was forced to respond with a damage control statement on FIFA's official website. Fact 2. Infantino's face when Spain scored was captured by cameras and went viral as evidence of his emotional investment in an Argentina victory. A reaction that no neutral guardian of the sport should have had in that moment. Fact 3. Infantino's Instagram posts gave more emotional warmth and more words to the team that lost than the team that won. In the immediate aftermath of a World Cup final, where the losing team's players had just assaulted the winners, been sent off after the final whistle, turned their backs on the trophy ceremony, and triggered a formal FIFA investigation. Fact 4. Infantino invited Messi's Inter Miami to the Club World Cup, despite them not qualifying. He used his presidential power to put a team in a FIFA competition, specifically because Messi played for them. Fact 5. The pattern of VAR decisions and referee appointments across Argentina's matches at this tournament produced enough controversy that Egypt, Switzerland, and England all faced accusations from their own fans that the officiating had not been neutral. Put all 5 of those facts together, and the question ESPN asked is not unreasonable. The question of whether the president of FIFA can credibly claim to run a neutral sporting competition when his conduct throughout the tournament suggests personal emotional investment in the outcome is a legitimate governance question, not a conspiracy theory. A governance question. Infantino has not responded to calls for his resignation. He has not addressed his shocked face footage. He has not explained the disparity in his Instagram posts. He has not commented on the viral footage or the commentary it generated. He has remained silent on all of it, and the football world is watching that silence. Part 5. What happens now? The investigation, the consequences, and the future of FIFA credibility. FIFA has launched a formal investigation into the post-match violence. Paredes, Fernandez, the trophy ceremony incident. The footage from after the final whistle. All of it under review. Sanctions expected. But here is the investigation that nobody inside FIFA wants to commission. The investigation into the conduct of the FIFA president throughout this tournament. The investigation into the Cape Verde comment. Into the Elfath appointment. Into the disparity between how Argentina and their opponents were treated by officials across multiple knockout matches. That investigation would require FIFA to examine its own president. And no organization in the history of sport has ever willingly investigated the person at the top of its own power structure. Rodrigo de Paul, an Argentina player, went on social media after the final and took aim at what he called conspiracists. He said Argentina reached the final on merit and that anyone suggesting otherwise is disrespecting the team. He defended his teammates. He defended his country. But here is what de Paul did not address. The FIFA president's face when Spain scored, the Instagram posts, the Cape Verde comment, the Elfath appointment, the pattern across the tournament that has been documented, confirmed, and published by mainstream sports outlets around the world. De Paul can defend Argentina's performances all he wants. Nobody serious is arguing that Messi did not score 8 goals or that the players did not give everything. What they are arguing is that the environment created around Argentina by the conduct of FIFA's leadership made neutrality impossible to claim. And Infantino's face when Ferran Torres scored is the most visible evidence of that. That is the full breakdown, the shocked face, the Instagram double standard, the pattern that built to this moment, the ESPN resignation debate, and the investigation that FIFA will run while avoiding the one that actually matters. 3 questions. Drop all 3 in the comments right now. First, should Gianni Infantino resign as FIFA president after his conduct throughout this World Cup? Second, do you think the outcome of the final would have been different if the pressure on FIFA had not been so intense after the England-Argentina semi-final controversy? Third, will FIFA ever commission an independent review of the officiating at the 2026 World Cup, or will this entire story disappear in 6 months? Drop everything below. I read every single one. And this is the most important conversation football has had about the people who run it in 20 years. This has been Robert's Football Talk. Hit that like button as hard as you can. Share this video with every football fan you know, because this story is bigger than any match result. Subscribe if you are not already here. New videos every single week. I will see you in the next one.